There is 5 weeks to go until I take on the 2024 TCS London Marathon. Training is going, and today is hopefully going to be a huge confidence boost. It's my longest run of the block. I've got 5k warm up, 25 kilometres at marathon pace, and then a 5k cool down. This is going to be tough, but let's get going. I am so excited for this one. I feel like a kid at Christmas. So I had a very similar run a few weeks ago that went really well, which was 6k warm up, 20k at marathon pace, and then 4k cool down. And that went surprisingly well. So I'm just thinking, I know I can do that. I just need to do 5k more, but going over a half marathon's distance at marathon pace is going to be a huge confidence boost, but feels quite scary. So let's see how it goes. Right, so I'm just in the 5k warm up, going at about 5:30 per kilometre. I've come to a nice big lake with open paths that are relatively flat. I think it's going to be 3 and a bit laps, and so far so good. Over the course of this 5k warm up, I've got progressively more scared. Right, 25k marathon pace. Let's go! 450 to 505. This is gonna hurt, but that's why we do it. I might seem really happy and smiley right now, but I feel like my default when I'm a little bit scared is to go into this mode. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be great. This is gonna be the best run ever. Nothing will go wrong. Whereas, to be honest, I am very scared. This is going to be a hard run. What is very cool is that there's loads of different bits of terrain in this, and you can really feel the foam in the shoes on the different bits. So we're going from like quite unstable, like tree rooty paths, which is handling pretty well. Favourite bit is if we go over a wooden bridge, because it's like pillows just lifting you up. Very nice. But sorry if my eyes are glued on the ground, because the trees have taken over this one. One lap down, pace is feeling good. So far so good. Oh, I'm going too slow though. So I'm using a lap screen for this whole middle block, so I'm not caring about live pace. I know that's going to fluctuate. All I'm caring about is the average pace for this section, which currently is 4:59. This session fits into the biggest week of running for my training block. I have loved the way it's built up over the last 11 weeks. The paces have got a little bit quicker, the runs have got longer, and I'm slowly starting to believe that this might all be possible. The hardest thing about marathon training compared to other distances is you don't run the distance until the day of the race. So you can start to feel a little bit lost, but so far I've run a 10k PB in training, and that gave me such a boost. If you've got something you want to train for, want a bit more structure to your running, or you want to reintroduce running after an injury, check out the Runna app. There's a link in the description that will give you 2 weeks for free. 15k in 1 hour 15 minutes. Overall though, I've done 20k, so I've been running for about an hour and 45. Feeling good, but wrecked. The one thing that I'm trying to do way better than I usually do is take on water, because that is going to be the thing that scuppers me towards the end if I've sweated lots and I just get really dehydrated. So Jess and Tom on the bike, they have a soft flask full of water and they have a soft flask full of electrolytes. Just taking on some electrolytes, then when I have my next gel, I might take on some more. Okay, this is the big one, final lap, 3k to go, and then I'm running further than I've ever run before at marathon pace. I've taught myself to listen to Mo when he said choose a goal and then grow into the person that you need to be to achieve it. And I know I haven't achieved it yet, but I feel like I've already won because I'm doing the scary things. I'm attacking the paces that I previously just let other people do. And I know I haven't got it yet, but regardless of what happens on race day, I've had an absolute blast doing this. And I almost don't want it to end. Almost. This can end anytime it likes though. To find a section of the UK that's long enough to do a 35-kilometre run is actually really difficult. This course was 3 laps, so I knew in my head that I could break it down into the 3 laps and chunk it a little bit. By the time I was getting close to the 3rd and final lap, I didn't even care about the laps anymore. I was just finding it so tough. Each kilometre was feeling longer than the last, and I was just trying to focus on putting one foot in front of the other, but I was just starting to question everything, including using the lap screen on my watch, because I was so fixated on what the overall pace was, because I was so wanting it to be the number that I wanted it to be, rather than just focusing on relaxing, fueling, and just getting it done and trusting in my legs to do it. I've just had gel number 4 and we have 4.6k to go. It is feeling so tough, but we're so close to the end. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's so hard. This is one of the last long runs I'm doing before marathon day, and so it is a perfect dress rehearsal. I'm wearing my race day shoes and kit, and I am so excited to be wearing the New Balance SC Elite V4s on race day. They are such a fast shoe and have really helped me in my interval sessions and long runs when I've needed to speed up, but literally had nothing left in the tank. And we want to give back to you, and we have an incredible competition. So we are giving away a full head-to-toe New Balance race day kit for you and a friend. And to get you race day ready, we're also giving away a year's subscription to Runna for you and a friend. If you want to enter, make sure you're subscribed to the running channel and drop a comment below to be in with the chance of winning. And if you're not sure what to comment, go on, have a guess. What is my marathon time going to be? Thank you, Tom. This is why you get people to come with you. 25k at marathon pace is huge. It is the longest, hardest, most difficult session I have ever done, and in a word to describe it, it is daunting. If it goes well, it's a huge confidence boost, but in the moment, all I was trying to do was just will myself to get to the end. I was breaking it down into 5-kilometre chunks. Then when I got to 20k, I was breaking it down to just get to a half marathon mark. Then when I crossed over the half marathon mark, every single step felt like a kilometre. It just kept on getting longer and longer, and the end just kept getting further and further away, and I was just trying to get there. And then we hit the section of the lap where there was a slight hill, a tiny little bump, but when I had less than 5k to go, but it felt like I still had a marathon to go, I just did not know how I was going to get up it. Oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, this is really hard. Can I have the blue one? Sorry, I can hold the bike. It's in the that side pocket. I don't think I've drunk enough.
That's what we practice, eh?
That is why we practice. This is hard. This is really hard. All I've got in my head is like, oh my gosh, this feels so hard, and it's only 25k. But it's not. I run almost 29 and my average pace is 5:05. And I am running the pace that I want to run, so I just need to stop being so hard on myself. Okay, I've had a moan now, we can carry on. Okay. Pull socks up, crack on. Is it a long run if you don't have a little breakdown? Okay, 1.5 to go. Off we go. Sometimes in training, you need the worst thing to have happened for you to get over the fear of it. The worst thing that I felt could happen on this run was stopping. And I stopped and I realised my fears. And actually, watching back me stopping, it doesn't feel that bad. It didn't seem like such a big deal as soon as you step away from that moment. But at the time, it just felt like everything was a little bit too much. But I would much prefer for that to happen in training than on race day. And I feel like I've got learnings from it. I know that I need to focus more on taking on water because I definitely was a little bit dehydrated at that point. I know that I need to work on my motivation. Not only were my legs tired, my brain was tired from just having to will myself to go on. So I definitely need to work on that. But most importantly, I just need to give myself a pat on the back a little bit more. Marathon training is hard, and actually that session was a huge success. And a few weeks on, I am incredibly proud of it. But sometimes it's hard to remind yourself of that in the moment. 150 metres to go. 100, 70, 50. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. That is brutal. And I'm holding on to the fact that on race day, I will have Mo by my side. I won't have run 32 kilometres the week before, and I will feel a bit stronger. And it'll be a bit colder, if everyone could pray for that. I've got a 5k cool down, but nothing quite beats the pride of a 30k run. Wow, 35 kilometres done. I am so proud of myself, and now I'm ready to take on the victory lap at London Marathon race day. I hope you're as excited as I am, but if you can't wait till then, go and check out the time Andy took on his first ever marathon in Valencia.